What's going on, guys? King Trats here, back with another video on the channel, and today we have got meatball parms for the 770th billionth time, and I never get tired of them. Turkey meatballs, spicy marinara sauce, done on garlic bread. Of course, I got those good Italian rolls that I always get that we turn into garlic bread just by adding a little bit of butter, a little bit of garlic, parsley, oregano, regular Italian seasonings. You toast them up, add the sauce, add the meatballs, let that fat-free mozzarella cheese get happy, nice and melted, and away we go. Smells so good. Of course, I got some nice Italian seasoning on top. I'll show you what that is in just a little bit. And on the side, we've got our dipping sauce. This is from a place called Michael's. It's a Brooklyn-based sauce company, and they serve, it looks like old school Italian mason jars. That's how you get the sauce a lot of time. Like when my friends Nona and grandmas used to make it, they make a lot for the winter and they kind of give them away. I used to get a whole bunch of them. It comes in the same jar, so it just took me back to that. I've had this sauce a few times. It's really, really good. That's the sauce I used on there, but of course I love spicy marinara sauce, so I made it spicy by adding some hot peppers. I do it to everything. I can't help it. And over here, what are we saying? 3D Doritos for the second day in a row. Why am I eating 3D Doritos for the second day in a row? Why are you not eating 3D Doritos for the second day in a row? If you haven't had them, I did a review Mukbang slash on them yesterday, and I really loved them. It just brought me back to that childhood. Spicy ranch flavor, chili queso flavor, both are just so delicious, so I had to have them again. There's no other reason for that. It is about 3:45 in the morning. Yes, 3:45 in the morning. I usually tell you what time it is. So if you are digging the content because I'm really, really tired, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We do put daily content up on the channel. But without further ado, let's get into the video. I want to get into, I don't know if I'm going to do the ricotta, or let's start with the mozzarella. Yo, somebody tells me that I say mozzarella, but man, it's mozzarella. Just let me go. I can actually look it up on the internet, but look at here. All right, that's fat-free, and I got it to melt like that. Little trade secret. I'll tell you what it is in a second after we get that. Should I? Nah, raw dough first bite. That sauce is just, wow. They got real slices of garlic in there. You can tell they make it fresh. The bottle is like $8 a jar. So you know it better be good if I'm buying it. Turkey meatballs, really, really soft. You can just see how this bad boy just falls apart. No. Super soft. To get turkey meat to do that, you've really got to cook them slowly. And I don't use breadcrumbs in my meatballs because I try to make things healthy. I know people don't believe that, but it really is true. But the fat-free cheese, you got to add a little bit of cooking spray on the top before you put it in the oven, and it'll actually melt. Because you're adding a trivial amount of fat, which the cheese is missing, so you do add some calories, but it's a trade secret. All right, come here. You gotta get a little more of this sauce. Look how good this sauce looks. Look at that. I love meatball subs, meatball parms, whatever you want to call them. Not the Subway version though. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. The Subway version does hit different at times, but usually it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been out all night when I had those. Find these right away, especially if you were born before the millennium. But you know what? Even if you are Gen Z, born after 2000, let these old folks like us put you on some game. They took these away for a while and they finally brought them back. Every person in my age bracket was super excited when they heard about this. They didn't bring back nacho cheese though, which is a little bit of an L, but I do like these two new flavors. I guarantee you they roll out with the nacho cheese eventually. It's gonna happen. They hear me. Doritos. You know the vibe. Gotta tell you to drink, right? Sugar-free lemonade. 9 times out of 10 it is sugar-free lemonade. And I'm gonna tell you this before I dig into these sandwiches too. This seasoning right here, okay, it's called Everything Italian. It's very similar to like the Italian version of an everything bagel. I know it sounds crazy. Ingredients though: basil, black pepper, celery seed, chili peppers for a little spice. The fennel like you get from the sausage. A lot of Italian sausage has fennel. Why am I doing this like sausage is money? Red peppers, oregano, garlic, dehydrated. It's got onion, salt, sugar, but it just put it on pizza, put it on everything. This is a free advertisement. This is the same company that I get for my Nashville hot seasoning. It's super lit. I forgot where I found these though. I have to let y'all know about that. I'll just be finding stuff. All right, let's get the ricotta now. Ricotta cheese, ricotta. My homegirl who told me I said it, ricotta funny. I still love you, but it's ricotta. All right, North Jersey version. Stop. I told you, I'm like a walking meme at this point. I'm tired, but it don't matter. I'm still here. I love rocking with y'all. I love putting out content, kind of having my little conversations with you guys and then chopping it up later in the comments. I can't with ricotta cheese. The only reason there's not ricotta on all of these is because I was running out and I had to get rid of it. If you've never had it, it's just so creamy and oh, I used to eat it out of a jar as a kid. Very important. And another thing, I don't know if you guys are like me, but with sandwiches, especially when I get like the cold cuts from Subway and stuff like that, I need chips. I cannot eat a sandwich from like a Subway place like that without chips. It's just all over my face. I'm not even gonna care. I'm just gonna look at the sandwich. I'm actually thinking about more of the comments because I told you I really do enjoy reading you guys' comments because some of them are funny as hell and some of them just are just, you know, wacky. But there's a lot of good stuff in there. Somebody said, get you someone who looks at a sandwich like I look at them. And I feel that, because I really do be, like, when I sometimes will look back at some of these when I make, like, the snippet short version for Instagram, I'm like, yo, I'm looking at sandwiches very weird. I just wish y'all could come try one of these, because, God, that is so good. And how I eat it, right? I'm gonna show y'all. I know I talk with a mouthful, I'm sorry, but look. You gotta get a chip mid-bite, and then you throw it into, like, the mix. Now I got sandwich and chip. You gotta get it like that. Flat chips, I actually will put on the sandwich if I go to, like, Subway. I haven't had Subway in a while, though. I don't really eat it at a lot of the franchise, like, sandwich joints, to be honest. I haven't had one in a minute. Around here, there's, these are just stupid. Jersey Mike's, Subway. What am I missing? What's the other sandwich places? There's a Jimmy John's, but I used to eat that in college, but I don't mess with Jimmy John's. More ricotta. All right. Look at this melted ricotta. Just one more time. Just for me. Don't look at me. Look at the sandwich. And you can see that butter. Now, it's spray butter that you put on the top, so it gives that nice little... My goodness. I love when the ricotta's, like, I put it in the oven too when I toasted the cheese. Baked the cheese. My bad. My goodness. By the time you're watching this, it'll be January, what, 7th? I think today was the 6th. What's today? Hold on. I got my phone over here. Yeah, so it's the 7th. It's 3:57 a.m., but, you know, I drop mine at 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's when I usually drop the actual video. And it's been a long day. I'm sure y'all watch the news. And I'm not going to get into all of that because I feel like my job as a content creator is to get people away from the stressful times. Now, obviously, there's some stressful times and stuff, but I'm with y'all on that. So I'm gonna be very quick when I say this. I'm not gonna get into the details. Unless you live under a rock, you know. These are crazy times indeed. Yes. And for numerous things. Here in the US, obviously, my fam, I know there's a lot of people watching that are in the UK. And you guys are back, like you can't leave the house again. And I know we went through it here too, and we might have to do it again. And I just want to say to those people overseas that are going through that stuff, like, don't, the mental aspect of it is very tough. Don't be afraid to reach out to somebody. It's a very weird thing to be by yourself or feel that way. And please don't be afraid to reach out to somebody. You know, and I'm going to leave it at that. If you want to watch the videos, you want to hop in the comments, I'll talk to y'all. I'm working during the day most of the time, or else I would talk to y'all all day. Well, that's why I'm staying away from that kind of stuff. And for the people here, same idea. There's a lot of stuff going on here in the US, yes. And I'm not going to get into it, but I'm just going to say this. From me to y'all, I love y'all. Thank you for rocking with me. Hopefully I can get your mind away from that for a couple of, however long I'm on camera. And that's what I feel like my job should be. So, we move. Alright? Let me get that out of the way. That being said, hold on. God, I'm telling you, I'm not trying to plug these. I left the ice cubes in this. That's the ice cube impersonation. I left the ice cubes in this for 24 hours. When I came back, the ice cubes are still intact. I swear to God, I don't make like dough from that. I do have a discount code, and like, being perfectly honest, like they throw me like $5 for every one that gets sold. There's nothing crazy. You don't have to buy one. You want to give me $5, you can go ahead and just send it to me. But I'm just being real. Like that thing. They sent my gallon back because I didn't go get it from the post office. My mail people can't stand me. I'm telling you. I go, not even joking with you, sometimes weeks without looking at my mail. There's nothing important in my mail because all of my bills are electronic. Like they're, what do they call that? Paperless billing? So 99% of the stuff that comes in my mail is like spam and BS. You know, like credit card applications, things like that. So I never check it. So after about 2 weeks, my mail people have an understanding. They take, when it starts getting full, they take one of the letters and they stick it out the top. Or they leave it open. I did apologize to them because sometimes I just forget. I get home, it's really late. The last thing I think about is looking in my mailbox. So I did tell the mail lady, I was like, yo, listen, like, cause I called her one day. I was like, yo, I'm so sorry. Like, I know that you probably get so annoyed that I don't get my mail. And she said, yeah, you're right, I do. I'm not even joking. And then I just explained to her, you know, the crazy part is true. I probably shouldn't even be divulging this information, but we're family here. My grandmother is very, very religious, right? And she has like one of these like e-ministries. I don't know. So she gets like the literature sent not just to my house, but to my parents' house and everybody else that she knows. And she puts it in everybody's name. So I get Bible letters like every day from like, but it's in like my nephew's name. My nephew's 12, bro. Like, my sister's name, my name. Like, I swear, one day I'm gonna come over there with a stack of like Bible letters, and I'm just gonna drop them on. Like, stop, all right? You can't be doing this. Like, she thinks she's funny, bro. And then she don't want me to read it. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Okay. She just tries to hoard them. And she thinks I'm gonna go give them to her. But I'm not. Because you should have told me. She ain't gonna watch this. I don't even think she got a computer. But yeah, I don't check my mail for so long. There's never anything important in it. Ever. It's just becoming like most of the mail stuff is packages these days. You know, like how many people get stuff in the mail, like letters or cards or things of that nature. And it's just for the mail people, for me, they just deliver my boxes and stuff. And they already know with that. I get so many boxes sent to like my house, my business, my P.O. box, like they don't even ask me for stuff. Like when I walk in the post office now, they're just like, yo, how much? And they just bring it to me. When you do this kind of stuff, you just get sent stuff all the time. I wake up and there's like pies on my porch. It's just wild, man. I mean, I'm not complaining. Don't get it twisted. But I feel like there's just always, I have one of those cameras, like the Ring cameras, so can't take anything. Even though, I want to talk about this too. Do any of y'all have a Ring, the camera? Do you have the app? Like the actual app that it comes with, where you can like disable it and check the footage and stuff? That was one of the worst ideas I ever did. Yes, I have the app. Let me pour myself. I mean, how the hell am I gonna do this? You know what? We're just gonna have to go up top. Here we go. But have you ever checked the app? And I'm not talking about your own footage. There's a section specifically in the app. It's called Neighbors. Where people report stuff that happens, either to them or around. I didn't know all this stuff was happening around me, man. I don't live in a dangerous area, but there's some people doing some suspect stuff within like a 3-mile radius of my house, and I don't like that. Really suspect. And they catch them on camera. Every time. People, sorry. I burped and then I was talking to spit. I saw it. I'm sorry, y'all saw it. I'm not gonna hide it. We're gonna cap. We're family. Family spits. Now listen. These people just be walking down the street and just taking packages of people's stuff, and then their faces on the camera. Don't they even look up to see? Like, don't they realize these cameras exist? And they get caught too, because a little check mark comes up. It says conflict resolved. I saw another one where somebody went into someone's backyard and took a tomato off their garden. I know you're probably hungry, but I never thought stuff like this happened. There's people walking down the street checking cars. Like they look in cars, or they check to see if the door's open. It's wild. It's like the Wild West out here. And I said I don't live in a bad area. Like I don't. I've lived in bad areas. I expect that kind of stuff, but I don't get it twisted. The burbs is just as bad. But the craziest one I saw, the Amazon delivery lady herself was stealing boxes that they delivered. She would walk up, and when Amazon delivers stuff, you can have a thing that they verify deliver it to you by, they place it down, and then they take a picture of it. Like, here it is. We left it here, right? So, there's some geniuses around here that decided it would be a good idea to put the box down, take a picture of it on the ground, and then take the box back. So the person, because when you have motion detection, I'm gonna show you how Rings work. Like everybody, if you don't have one, it's a really simple thing. They have motion detector, so there's an app on your phone. When someone is within a certain proximity, which you set, like the sensitivity, your phone will literally buzz. You know, it'll say motion detected on whatever camera, doorbell camera. My business has like a bunch of cameras, so It'll be like the upstairs, downstairs cameras, and so on. Then if you click it, it'll actually show you what's happening in real time. So the person at this house had, let me get a wipe here, opened their app up and saw the person taking the picture and then picking the stuff up and walking back. The cool thing about Ring is they're all equipped with a microphone. So sometimes I mess around with my business partner at the other studio. I'll like be like, yo, what are you doing in there? You know what I'm saying? I'll mess with them. So you can turn it on, his microphone, and they can talk back. So this person saw what was happening with Amazon lady. She had like the, you know, the fluorescent suit on, and you could see in the background like her delivery van. And he was like, hey! It's funny. I wish I still had the footage is gone. He's like, the hell do you think you're doing? He really sounded like that. That's like legitimate. And she's like, what? He's like, you're stealing my freaking boxes, man! And I'm watching this lady like a deer in headlights. She's shook because she knows she's busted. And she's like, oh no, sir, I work for Amazon. He's like, I was watching what you were doing. You're taking packages that you say you deliver. You're fired. He said that to her. He's like, you're gonna lose your job. And she's like, oh no, sir, please don't. He's like, put the boxes down. I'm sorry I'm yelling, but that's how it really went. So he yells, put the boxes down. He places the boxes down, and he's like, get the hell off my thing. And you're getting reported and all this other stuff. This lady took off, hopped in her car, and you could hear her like start crying. Now, why are you gonna cry knowing you're stealing packages? But in this day and age, there's more deliveries than ever. So I'm sure you guys have probably gone through it. I think somebody stole one of mine one time. And it was a computer monitor. They replaced it, but it's wild. Wild West. You see things like when there's like fights or like fires or even worse, you know, like crimes. It tells you right away. And everybody gets an ID called neighbor. So there's like neighbor 1, neighbor 15,000, neighbor. And some of these people are a little like, you know, out there. Any little thing that happens, I heard a loud bang. Sounded like it came from the west. Anybody else hear it? And they start, because you can communicate. And somebody was like, you're an idiot, it was New Year's, it was fireworks, chill out. And then you get stories like, I'm telling you, if you have a Ring, go on your app and go to the neighbor section. Or even better yet, go to the one that just shows you the circle and it tells you all the incidents that happened. It's wild, man. It had me change my whole perspective. I'd be checking, because I'm always like extra cautious. You know, I make sure that, you know, I lock my door. I usually double check car doors, you know, all that stuff. And I got my 2 dogs, which if anybody walks like even past my house, my dogs are like, so pretty good with that kind of stuff. But check it out. One of the craziest things you'll ever see. Especially the neighbors, like the people. Some of them, like, they must be staring out their windows and just waiting for stuff. If they hear like a helicopter, I live in New Jersey, like New York is right there. Just helicopters a lot because they got news choppers, right? They don't care. Wow. But it is a pretty cool thing. You know, a lot cheaper. And I told the story before, but the story of Ring is actually really cool. The creators of Ring were on the show Shark Tank. If you never watched Shark Tank, it's a show basically where there's a bunch of venture capitalists, people who make investments into smaller companies in exchange for a stake in the company. So basically they front you money for a stake in your company. If your company does well, they make it back and then some. You know, that's what they do. Like, that's what Warren Buffett does. That's how he's a billionaire. He just really has a company and they're really good at it. So anyway, they showed up on Ring, with their idea of Ring, the camera. You can look it up. It's on YouTube. Don't look it up now. Keep watching. I'm going to tell you a story. And it came on. Great idea. You know, it's a camera. It goes in your doorbell. You know, and it has this thing and it hooks up to your app. And the whole thing, how it works. They got shut down. Not one person wanted to invest in Ring. And they weren't even asking for a crazy stake. They were asking me like a couple mil. I forgot exactly what it was. The reason I know that is I think it was Nas, the rapper. He invested like a small amount. I think maybe like 400K and got back 4 million, something like that. Long story short, Ring ended up taking off and getting very popular. So, like the corporate giants that they are, the lovely people over at Amazon, they bought Ring for like $4 billion. And the people obviously made off with a lot of money. The American dream these days, if you're an inventor or someone with an idea, is to just grow your idea to the point that one of the giant companies buy you up. That's just what it's become. You know, you get bought out by Google, Facebook, Amazon, and so on. You know, I mean, I'm even talking to you on an app that's owned by Google, YouTube. That's just what it's become. So, you got one or two ways to get in that wave. You either invest and get your money back that way, or you invent and get somebody to buy you. But if you're a good investor, you can really make a lot of money. One of the craziest investors, a lot of people don't know about this, is Shaq. Shaq invested in Google way back in the day and made a lot of money off of it. And he has a whole bunch of other ones. Obviously, he has the commercial deals and, you know, stuff like that. It's a scary thing to do because not every investment goes well. You lose money too, but it's another avenue of making money. You got to look at it two ways. I'm, of course, going to go back to my, you know, give y'all some game type of stuff. You got two ways that you can get money. In the sense of, you can either be rich or you can be wealthy. Hear me out when I say this. And there's levels of that, obviously. There's two routes. One is to be an employee. And rich people are still employees. Case in point, professional athletes, rappers. Even though rappers are getting smarter about it these days. At the end of the day, when they get paid, someone writes them a check. Right? You play for the New York Knicks. You're getting a check from someone. Your boss, your owner. Not your owner, I don't like saying that. The team owner. That's when you get paid. They decide your money. It's fixed. It's your income. You know what's coming. And you react accordingly. The second way is the way of the hustler. The entrepreneur type. These are the type of people that go on their own way and make their own money. And that's also scary. Because you can have a really bad month and make zero, and a really good month and make a ton. But if you believe in yourself and you have that drive, that's the route to go. If you're the type of person that you want to work hard but make sure that you're compensated, then be an employee. There's nothing wrong with either, and there's a lot of levels of that stuff. I'll give you another example. Everybody knows about the Travis Scott thing, McDonald's. It's dope. McDonald's paid him, put the meal out. Obviously, they made money. I don't know what the exact number that they gave him was, but I'm sure McDonald's made a lot more money than he did. That's the way it goes. They did everything. They used his name, which is a big name, and they took that and made the products in the whole 9 yards. So he just got his check, helped them out a little bit. Everybody wins. I'm not saying that in a bad way. That's awesome. McDonald's came to me right now, so, you know, make a King Stratz burger, like, I'm here. Don't get it twisted. Same deal. Before that, got offered to LeBron James. There's also a story about that too. You have to look it up, but he tells it. I think McDonald's offered him like 15 million, I want to say, or 5 million, something like that, to be their pitch man. You know, they would have had LeBron James thing. You know, Michael Jordan had a burger at one point, for real. He turned them down. Most people would say he's crazy. I am not going to argue that. But let me finish the story. What LeBron James did instead was the other route. He invested in a small place at the time. I believe at the end of the day he ended up making, and then some, but he ended up making like 28.5 and then equity in the company because he invested in it. So it came out to a lot more. That company is what you know today as Blaze Pizza. See what I'm saying? Both ways to get paid. One, you're going to do a little more legwork, right? A little more money out of your pocket in the beginning. It's scary, it could fail, but you stand to make more. The biggest advice I could give to any entrepreneur type of person, musician, content creator, whatever, grow your own brand before you start doing that, because until you do that, you have no leverage. If McDonald's came to LeBron James today and tried to offer him that same deal, he would laugh even harder in their face because he is his own brand. If he wanted to, he could start his own LeBron James burgers. It would take a lot more work, but it would work. I know I'll be making a LeBron James Mukbang, right? Because he's his own brand. Music works the same way. You got to get your own buzz going before you go to these record labels, or you have no leverage and you're going to end up signing a bad deal. You know, you hear stories about like Megan Thee Stallion trying to get out of her music deal because it was the same thing. You're young, you're hungry, you're talented, you don't know what you're signing yet, and you lose your leverage. Now, I'm not big on this person's music, and I've honestly never heard it. But y'all ever hear of Russ? Now, I know the internet, the only reason I know about him is two reasons. Number one, all I ever hear about this dude is he's an L. I don't know what that means. It's stupid. I don't think he's an L because y'all are talking about him, so it's not an L. But listen to the stuff he says. This dude is light years ahead of that kind of stuff. You know, now you start hearing about all these rappers talking about owning their masters and things like that because they realize that they're not making the money on the back end of the deal and they don't know what they're getting. So you got to understand that stuff. If you want to just be an employee and make sure your checks are coming, make sure you know what you sign a deal, do your work, get paid. On the other end, you can grow your brand. Personally, I'm doing two different things. I have YouTube, which cuts me a check, right? And their platform it brings viewers because people have YouTube, so I'm on here, right? And I also have my own business where I have to do all of the legwork, but I'm the one cutting the checks to people. I see all of the money and then disperse it accordingly. You get what I'm saying? So, you can go work for somebody and get your steady paycheck, which I do. Obviously, with YouTube, it works based off of your exposure and a bunch of other stuff. You know, if you make content, you understand what I'm saying. There's no need to get into all that algorithm crap, but you still have to grind. It's not like you can just sit here, but it's a little different because once it's there and you start continuing, then you're getting checks, right? But if I made my own platform or got on somewhere else and say I charged people like $5, I'd have to do it from scratch. But if every person that subscribed to me paid $5, which it wouldn't be that, but even a quarter of them paid $5, it would be more money. You get what I'm saying? If I had 1 million subscribers on YouTube and you're making X amount, say I only had 200,000, they were all paying $5 a month. Do the math. but you'd have to get your viewers. How? But if you can create that buzz and then come to YouTube and be like, hey, you have all the leverage in the world. You don't need them. So now you hold the cards. Understand that even in the workforce, even in your real job, even in your day job, if you have the client, like say you're a salesperson and you're selling all these cars every month, you hold the leverage now. Use it accordingly. Leverage is everything. If you have no leverage, you have no negotiating power, and you're screwed. I'm serious. So the more of a skill set you have that's unique, the more equipped you're going to be in the workforce, in life, to be successful. Because if you can be replaced for somebody cheaper that can do just as good a job as you, they're going to replace you. They're looking to replace you if you make too much money. And that is even in sports. Like Eli Manning was making how much money, right? They're going to bring in somebody to replace him because he wasn't playing that great anymore. If you're Tom Brady, different story, right? You know what I'm saying? Because he's still balling. Just understand that stuff. Look at LeBron James, right? Look how much money he makes in the NBA. He wouldn't have a problem finding a job tomorrow. If the Lakers said, hey, we cut you, they would be looked at as stupid. Somebody else would be like, hey, we'll give you more. Leverage. Skill set. It's the easiest way to make an analogy to that. Man. Get the 3D Doritos and make these meatball sandwiches. But anyway, it was good to kind of just chop it up. Have these weird talks where I just start explaining weird random stuff. But hopefully some of it can help you in the long run. You know, a lot of the stuff I didn't really know when I was like in my early 20s and stuff like that. I had no idea. And I know I do a lot of research. I suggest you do the same. In the information age, there is free information out there that is so useful to every person. And it's just sitting there. You just got to take the time to go and get it and understand. Because the more stuff you know how to do on your own, the more you'll be equipped to be successful, and there won't be people taking money out of your pocket. I don't care if you're making content. If I didn't know how to edit videos, if I didn't know how to do, like, I would have to pay somebody to do it. That'd be less. I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? And so on, you know? So just understand that stuff, and it'll help you. The younger you can get it, it took me to like my mid-20s, you know? That wasn't that long ago to get it, you know, really get it. And a lot of it I had to learn on the fly because I was owning my own business in my early 20s. You know what I mean? So I had to learn a lot of this stuff and research and stuff. So, and I had stuff that failed. So hopefully some of the stuff that I messed up at, y'all don't mess up at. Remember that. And always humble yourself. I don't know everything. I'm always still learning from people. I learned from people that did it before me. I learned from people that are doing it now. Always be like humble enough to understand you don't know everything, because I don't know everything, but some of the stuff that I do know I can pass down, and if I gain more knowledge, I'll pass the same thing down. Hopefully y'all can do the same, you know, and it really does help. Each one teach one. That's like one of them old black man sayings. My dad used to say that. But anyway, I'm out, man. It's been real. I got some crazy stuff planned over the weekend. Got a challenge that I just set up today. I don't know what it's going to be exactly. They said it's a surprise. So I'm not sure what that means, but we're going to be there for it. But tomorrow, I might actually be doing what's tomorrow, Thursday? I don't know what day it is. Tomorrow, Thursday, bro? Yeah. Tomorrow I might be doing something new just came out. So you know how that goes. We got to go and check it out. If I can get my hands on it, I'm going to do it. I'm definitely going to do that one tomorrow if I can. Otherwise, excuse me, I'm sorry. We'll be back in the kitchen again. Thank y'all for watching. I love you guys. I point around at the camera like a madman because I talk with my hands, because that's what we do in Jersey. Don't know why. Anyway, we'll be back. Move yourself. Tomorrow, more content. I love y'all. That hand signs. They made it to YouTube.